Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Nokuthula Mathonsi, and if you're new here, you know what to do. Do not leave without finishing the video. Do not leave without subscribing, liking, and commenting on this content. And I don't know Silwelani because my numbers are not growing and I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. Please do not leave without leaving a subscriber, whether you like me or you hate me or you're just here to check on the girl as to what's happening. But what you need to know is that God is happening. God is happening, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a segment that I want to do, which is to reintroduce myself, because the video that was here, I deleted it a while ago. So I'm like, why not just do a get to know me video, because I cannot be moving around with the camera all the time trying to do vlogs. So I need to engage more, and I felt like this would be such a beautiful moment for me to actually do that. And I'm here for it. We're here for it. We are into it. So let's quickly get into it. So we are getting straight into the video, and okay, where do I start? Because okay, there's construction here, but I'm just going to try and minimize the noise when I edit. So there's a lot that has happened, right? And I remember I used to make videos about how my 20s suck, how my 20s were bad, how my 20s, go, I go to him, yo. I have gold. Yo, my 20s. Ebile beki famba moyeng, beki departure. I was on terminal A. International departure. Yo, I'll shame. If someone will say go back to your 20s, I'm not going there. 20s, see? My 20s were hell. My 20s were hell. And actually my early 20s were hell. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for where I am now. I'm grateful for how far I've come. So we are going to get into this video. I don't want to talk a lot outside of the content that I do. Because I need also the fresh air. I can't close the window because it's gonna be too hot. So let's get into it, right? Gonna introduce myself. Just gonna let you in a little bit. I'm just gonna let you in a little bit. I'm not gonna do too much. We don't do too much here. But when there's a need to do too much, we're gonna go there. But we're not gonna do too much, so let's get straight into it. So I did a few things. Let me do this. Okay, I did a few things. So what is my name and what is my surname? Okay, my full name is Nokuthula Mathonsi, and I don't know who named me those names between both my parents. I don't know. My father has passed away in 1999. I basically don't know him. And my mother is alive. However, I don't have any relationship with her. It's just some complicated things. However, I don't think it's complicated, but it's one of those things that people do, right? To say, I'm deciding this, I'm making this particular choice about my life. And you learn to respect people's choices, to say, oh, okay, cool. If then that's how you felt about something, and that how you feel about something, then who am I to tell you otherwise, right? So it is what it is. So I was born I was born in Witbank. That's according to my birth certificate, which I don't even know where it is right now. I don't know where it is right now. I don't know where my birth certificate, I don't know where my clinic card is. I don't know where my birth certificate is. The only thing that I know is my ID and my passport. Those are the most crucial things that you have to know, the whereabouts of those. And then the rest, I do not know. But what I know is that I was born in Witbank, and then I was later on taken by my grandmother and my half aunt back to Nelspruit. And just immediately after my father died, that's the story that I know. I don't know the truthful of the matter, but that's what I know from what I recall and what people had said, right? So that's where I was born, and I grew up in Mpumalanga, in Nelspruit, you know, going down to a game, you know, between White River and Hazelview. You know, that's where I grew up. And my childhood as a girl growing up in that place, I think it was bad for me. Probably after this video I'll say, "Oh girl, there's nothing good that hey, it was bad." It was, honestly, it wasn't necessarily bad, but I didn't have the best childhood. I didn't have the best childhood because I grew up mostly with relatives. I did not grow up with my mother or my father, or I didn't grow up with a family that gave me love, that gave me care, that gave me nurturing. I basically grew up on survival, right? I basically grew up on survival. So, and I'm so grateful for that attribute, because I don't think that God would have brought me here had I not had survival instincts in me. I grew up, you know, very it was tough, my upbringing. Honestly, it was tough rather. I grew up with my grandmother, who used to shout a lot, who used to insult us a lot, insult me, because I was mostly the one who was in the house with her, while all the grandkids are with their parents and their mothers in their households. And I would be like, you know, the neglected one back at my grandmother's house, who didn't have a mother, who didn't have a father. And they had to learn to live with that situation. So basically, that's how I grew up. And I think most of the time back in school, I used to cry a lot, because I'll just have moments with myself where I'm like, I don't know where it came from, but I would mostly be like, but I don't deserve to be in this space. I don't deserve to be in this position. But I would be there, and there would be nothing I can do about it. And that's what made me to cry even more every single day at school, right? But I grew from it, and we're here now. And the biggest challenge growing up for me, honestly, it has been the fact that I didn't grow up with my parents. And I felt like maybe my life could have been different had I grown up with parents, had I grown up with a little bit of love, had I grown up with a little bit of care, had I grown up with a little bit of, you know, we see you. Had I grown up with that, hopefully my life would have been different. But I'm happy with how my life had turned out. But had you told me then, had you told me then, I don't know. But my challenge was growing up without parents and growing up as an orphan. When I had needs, no one satisfied those needs. When I had things that needed to be done, there was basically no one to go and tell me like, oh, there's a school trip, or I've started my periods. It was just zibone. It was just a zibone situation, and oh God, I survived, right? I don't want to cry, but I survived. And I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm going to talk about, okay, this next one is the qualifications that I have. And I'm not going to leave my high certificate in law. I'm not going to leave my high certificate in law. So the qualifications that I have, metric, high certificate in law, LLB, right? Those are the qualifications that has my name on them. And I could not be happier. I could not be happier as I share who I am, and I could not be happier, honestly, being able to, being granted such an opportunity. And I'm amazed at myself. I'm amazed at myself. Like, girl. To say, girl, there were a point in my life where I didn't think I could. I didn't think I would. I didn't think they should. If Zambia did it, if Zambia did it, we can also do it. We have did it, Bazalwan. So we have did it, and those are the qualifications that I have in my name, and I'm honestly happy. I don't know, there's so much peace that comes with completion. There's so much peace that comes with, did I do that? I did that. And I'm so happy. And I am so happy, right? So concerning relationships, okay, I'm single, and I have been single for, when is now? And I've been single, it's almost a year, right? It's almost a year single. Do I like it? Of course I do. All the time? No. I like it, yes, not all the time. But what I like about it is the growth that comes with being with yourself, is the contentment that comes with being with yourself, right? That's what I love, and that's what makes me happy. I've actually grown so much, because I remember there was a time where I prayed and I said to God to say, you know what, help me decenter man. Because I believe that one of the fundamental thing that the enemy is using against me is relationships, right? Not in you end up in tears kind of things, but it's more spiritual than that. Are the things that you can't achieve, are the delay in the things that God has called you for that you can't seem to reach, are the opportunities that you are missing because Jolo is there, you are busy doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, and it sort of clouds your judgment. You really cannot see when your spirit is filled with filth. You can't see. You can't tell me now. I can smell a demon from a mile away. You know how many demons came? How many demons came in the name of a relationship? And I look it in the eye. I was like, you are sent from hell. You are from hell yourself. Why? What do you want from me? What do you want? And I love it for myself, because honestly, at this point, I'm able to be observant. I'm able to see things as they truly are. I'm able to see people as they truly are. I'm able to even spot. I'm able to, I get it from the moment you pick up your phone and say, oh, can I call you? And then the first thing you do is talk about yourself. Oh, I was in Paris for 5 years. Fusek. Rubbish. Fusek. Like, why? We are born out in king. We are born out in king. So I block. People who knows me, they know me that I block. Fast, quick. I go block you. I go block you real quick in a hurry. I block. So I love the fact that I'm not in any relationship right now. Am I open to relationships? I'm not sure. Honestly, at this point in my life, I'm not sure if I want to be in any relationship. I'm really not sure. That's something that I do not know. It's up to God, right? It's up to God. I'm not sure if I want to be in any relationship. I'm not in any relationship, and I'm going stronger. Not every day is bloomy and it's nice. Sometimes you just miss, being held accountable. You just miss being held accountable. But for what cost? At what cost, right? And because the dating pool has pee and some little bit of feces somewhere there, it stinks. Okay, I have a child. I have an 11-year-old child. I have a boy. I love him so much, and yeah, I got him back in the days when I was like 19 or something. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, right? Don't judge me. But there's something nice about teenage pregnancy, ne? Don't take my word for it. But I'm grateful for him and how much he has grown. And I think he's a person that, you've grown so much that you can have a conversation with. By the time he's this, you'd be that. So there's some sense of relatability with each other. So that's what I like. Yeah. And then my values. Oh, but get in the values. But wait, what are values? Yeah, Google. What are values? Oh, my values. Number 1, high in the hierarchy. If you're not kind, or more, if you're not kind, out. The door is open. The door is open. I like my values are kindness, honesty, faithfulness. I honestly love me some. I'm faithful myself. I'm honest myself, and those are attributes that I normally want to see in other people's lives. Especially if we would have to share some time together. Just be honest. Be transparent. Just be that. Just be that. I like me some disciplined person. Okay, I am disciplined in certain areas of my life, which are very crucial. But I am disciplined. I am disciplined, right? I am disciplined, and I am disciplined. I am disciplined, and I'm dependable. I'm very assertive. Hey, people say, hey, Nina, it's called assertiveness. I would say what I need to say, at what time I need to say it, and how I need to say it. But what I'm sure of is that when it lands, it would depend on your attitude. Because from me, it comes from a pure heart. From me, it comes with pure intentions. Okay, let's move from the values. I live by God, and the things that I live by God. I live by the knowledge of Christ. I live by the knowledge of who God is and who God has created and what God has created me to be. I live by the knowledge of I live by the knowledge of who God has said I am, and I live by the word. Yes, yes, yes. I live by the word. Yeah. Hallelujah. I live by the word. Yes. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. I live by the word. So, what drives me is the fear of being mediocre. The fear of, and I think it's a good kind of fear, right? I think it's the kind of fear that does not stop you, but a kind of fear that drives you into, right? Because I think even where I am right now and being able to achieve the milestone that I've achieved, completing my LLB, my fear was not being anybody, not being somebody, not being anything, not living up to the highest level of myself, not becoming, had that. My fear, or what drives me, is not becoming, was the fear of not becoming, because I knew what was at stake, and what was at stake drove me. The fear of not becoming drove me to ensure that I do not become my situation. I do not become the things that some other people have said I would be, right? My fear of not becoming has driven me to become. Quote me. Quote me. Put on a coat. Coat on coat. Quote me. And I'm so grateful that that fear drove me into the positive direction, drove me into the correct direction. And from here, it's God's business. What I become from here, it's God's business, right? Because He has held it so far with me, and He will held it. He will held it again from here going forward. He's going to held it. Ooh. So what would I tell my younger self? What would I tell my younger self is that believe more, trust more. What I would tell my younger self is that it's possible. It's achievable. Stay on the course. It's achievable. I think the greatest one of all is that it gets better. That's what I would tell my younger self. Trying to look for it, I can't find it. So what I would tell my younger self is that it gets better. It gets better. Had I known that it gets better, I would have waited better. I would have suffered better. I would have hoped better. I would have had faith better. If I was sure, if I was 100% sure that it gets better, I would have waited better, honestly. I would have trusted God more. Let me just get a tissue. yeah, that's it. I would not have made some bad decisions along the way. You know, I would have suffered better. But my greatest achievement thus far is getting it. It's being in a space and point in my life where I got, the golden email to say, congratulations, you have completed. That is thus my greatest achievement. Because there was a point in my life where I questioned if I should continue. There's a point in my life where none of the things happening around me shone any light. But I persevered nonetheless. I pushed nonetheless. I refused to fail. I refused not to do it. I refused not do it. There's one quote that I lived by that says, there won't be evidence that you have tried if you don't do it, if you don't achieve it, if you don't complete it. There won't be anything that shows that you have done it. I would have said, I suffered this, I suffered that, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. I was trying this, I was trying that, but there won't be any evidence we've tried. There wouldn't be any evidence that we've tried if we don't win. So that's my greatest achievement thus far. Do I see myself married? Oh, bandla. I do see myself married. I do see myself being married, because I love the concept of marriage. I love the concept of family. I've loved it ever since Fantuka, right? I thought I was gonna marry young. I desired to marry young. I hoped to marry young, but I'm grateful I did not. And I'm grateful that I had to walk the journey that I've walked to be where I am at this point and be able to soberly make such certain decisions, right? But I do see myself married. I really love to get married, and but it's on God on the when part, because I don't know the when part of it. It's only God that knows when. But yes, I do see myself married. I love marriage, not necessarily marriage, but I love the concept of a family. I love being with my husband in the house, being with my children in the house, just building a family. I love me some family, because it's because I did not have it growing up. So I felt like I always hoped to have it when God allows. If that's what God has for me in store, then right, I've loved that. I really love the concept of a family. I love that. And my last question, okay, in the academic space, right? I'm looking into pursuing further my qualifications. I'm currently enrolled for masters with the University of South Africa. Currently doing my masters, and we are doing dissertations this side. We're doing thesis this side. And also I am doing a master's. It's more like I'm doing a double master's, bazalwane. I'm currently doing masters in international business and entrepreneurship in Romania, Bucharest, and thus far it's going quite well. And those are the things that I look back and I'm like, yo, Bazalan, if I can tell you. Woo! So from this, I am planning to thank you so much for watching this video until this far. And from here, I am planning to have my testimony series. So my testimony series basically is going to be me sharing my life story. So I'm just going to do it in segments because, imagine I can't speak of 29 years in one sitting. Would I? I can't. 29 years in one sitting, it cannot be. So I'm going to just have my testimony series, where I'll just choose which part of my life that, God helping me to share. And, maybe they can inspire, maybe they can teach, maybe they can transform, maybe they can give you a different perspective. So those are the things that I'm looking into doing. And with that being said, I'm so sorry to shed a tear before you. I never thought I would be. Now I understand why people put their cameras and they start crying. It's not them. Sometimes it's just, it triggers something as you talk about something, and then you remember certain things, and then you're just amazed at the grace of God. There were people that said mean things. There were people who, oh man, my life is a testament that God can do it. So I want to share that and then just inspire hope in someone's life that even if it seems like you cannot do it, even if it seems like that qualification is a struggle, you can't get it, you will. Just trust that hope, just believe. God can do it. God can do it for you. He did it for me. He did it for me. I don't have to, there's no one to credit but God. I don't owe a cent. I do not owe a cent. I entered a new qualification without paying a cent. Why? Because if you trust God, if you are dependable on Him, if you know that if you don't do it, nothing and nobody else is going to do it, you be in that position with God. I tell you, He's faithful, He's just. He's faithful, He's just. He can't let you, when you show dependency on Him, He really wants to prove you right. May you, and if there's anything you get from this video, get hope. Get hope. My voice has been silenced for too long, where traumas and things people said about me hindered me from saying what God has done. Hindered me to speak the truth about what God can do. You would not have told me when I was 25 and going through the most, when I almost wanted to kill myself, that there will be a point in my life where I reside per se, where I wake up and breathe European air. Would not have believed you. I would not have believed you when I was wearing size 24, stressed, depressed, being told I would amount to nothing. There's never been a point in my life that showed or projected any positivity. But there was God in that. There was God in that. There was God in that story. Ngabe bekuya ngebantu, ngabe ngafa, ngabe ngifile, ngabe ngiyahlupheka. Ngabe bekuya ngebantu nasi. Ngabe ngifile. Labanye babo balinzile ukuthi uyofeyila nini, yohlupheka nini, kokuhlula nini. Stosho ukuthi sasho. But there's God. There's God in that story. God can, if God has done it for me, definitely